I'm Heather Stamolis, and Courtney Walker and I are going to give an overview of critical theory as a methodological paradigm. We will share characteristics of critical theory, key theorists, common methodologies, coherent framework, and influence of critical theory on us as researcher, practitioners, and training. Courtney and I chose critical theory as a paradigm of focus because it aligned to potential topics of interest that we considered. It helps us better understand the experiences of educational leaders and our experience as scholar practitioners in training. The narrative approach of critical theory includes participant values, voice, and dialogue to assist the researcher in gaining background, history, and tying it into present needs for change. The main characteristics of the ontological perspective of critical theory identify the nature of reality as personal, based on lenses and experiences. Ultimately, perspective is reality. People can get comfortable with business as usual and status quo, especially those that benefit most from current status. Ultimately, reality can be shifted over time when people are empowered to challenge societal constructs and influence change. The epistemological perspective of critical theory states that knowledge is subjective and learned from the values and experiences of people within the constructs of society. Dialogue, awareness, and reflection can yield action to challenge inequalities that exist. Many of the key theorists of critical theory came out of the Frankfurt School, which was founded on the ideas of Karl Marx and the belief that people are naturally creative and free and can change society. But societal priorities and hierarchies create barriers. Max Horkheimer was one of the first major influencers who pooled historical experiences into gaining understanding. He believed in what ought to be, with a focus on moral values for a better society. There were many other influencers listed here that expanded critical theory into interdisciplinary approaches and viewed from cultural standpoints. Later, Jürgen Habermas influenced sociology, philosophy, and communication with a modernism approach to critical theory. Recent theorists have applied the foundation of critical theory into the current state regarding feminism, racism, globalization, and consumerism.
Theory paradigm examines power structures shaped by race, gender, and socioeconomic status and how they contribute to inequality. In education, power dynamics also exist between teachers, school administrators, and district leaders, particularly in determining who truly holds the power to implement change for students. A critical theory lens can help explore teachers' experiences in professional learning communities, specifically how they perceive themselves as leaders capable of driving change to address inequities in student learning and achievement. In order to address the potential research topic, examining the impact of teacher leadership and collective efficacy in professional learning communities on student achievement, we believe the dialectical methodology, hermeneutical methodology, and participatory research would be useful. Dialectical methodology is based on the exchange of ideas through dialogue. Rather than a traditional structured interview, using a semi-structured interview would allow teachers to expand on their experiences in PLCs and describe their perspectives on the power structures between teachers and administrators. Critical discourse analysis would allow the researcher to examine interactions in meetings and the classroom to determine if school structures in fact support or limit teacher leadership opportunities and collective efficacy in professional learning communities. The hermeneutical methodology would provide an in-depth analysis of texts, policies, and practices by applying a triangulation of notes, ethnographic interviews, and artifact or document analysis to understand how PLCs construct and shape teachers as leaders and their beliefs about impacting student achievement. Participatory research empowers the teachers as leaders by engaging them as co-researchers, giving them a voice to identify issues within the PLC process and collaboratively develop solutions by reflecting, analyzing, and improving their own leadership practices. Because we are looking at improving student achievement, there will need to be some quantitative approaches utilized in order to collect student performance data and teacher survey data to assess changes over time and determine individual and systemic changes that can improve teachers' beliefs and their abilities as leaders to impact student performance. Researchers should believe that the results of their study can drive change in education policies and practices, promoting social justice and removing barriers for teachers and students. Examining teachers' experiences can, in fact, shift beliefs about their power to improve student outcomes, challenging the idea that power lies solely with administration. Shared control between researchers and participants ensures that knowledge gained through the research process benefits all stakeholders and enhances the human condition. The critical theory paradigm coherent framework emphasizes the historical construction of reality, influenced by social, political, and cultural forces, and acknowledges the potential for social construction of knowledge that is shaped by a person's values and experiences as a means to challenge inequities in power and influence. By evaluating these power dynamics using critical inquiry to apply dialectical, hermeneutical, and participatory research methodologies, specifically using semi-structured interviews, discourse analysis, and participatory action research, a researcher can analyze teachers' and leaders' perspectives of their collective power to impart transformational change that will empower teachers to improve student outcomes.
Critical theory has an influence on qualitative research. Our own experiences and lenses, such as gender, race, social class, and religion, will influence our research. It will be important to examine our own biases. While some structured interview questions will exist, it will be important to gather a narrative history to allow participant voice. We will also want to make sure that we are expanding our research from simply identifying root causes to developing a description of outcomes. The influence of critical theory on us in our current roles as leaders in education are that we take a collaborative approach, evaluating subgroup data and identifying actions to challenge the status quo. Similarly so, the influence on us as scholar practitioners help us to continually engage in self-reflection of experiences and biases while taking into consideration those who have different perspectives. By asking questions of what inequalities exist within our educational system, we can then take our research and identify stakeholders who can help implement a plan of action that will yield positive outcomes. As scholar practitioners in training, it is important to stay up to date with current trends and societal issues through professional reading, engaging in dialogue, and participating in activities that will help develop a depth of knowledge. Only then can theory begin to be applied to actionable steps. The cycle of implementation, analysis, reflection, and adaptation can lead to small wins and larger positive outcomes over time. We thank you for viewing our screencast on critical theory as a methodological paradigm.